Okay guys, so here is the map that I wanted to show you, which gives us a little bit more information about how where Grace Darling lived and how she went about her rescue. Okay, so first of all, if we look over at the mainland, so here is the mainland. This is Northumberland. This is Sea Houses, which is the nearest sort of harbour. Now, it was actually Sea Houses lifeguards, Coast Guard, who said that the night of that storm it was too rough for them to go out. So they, even though they were called to go out to the wreckage, they didn't go out because they said the sea was too rough. So that gives you a bit of an idea of the bravery that Grace was able to show. Okay, so moving over here, these collection of islands are called the Farne Islands. Okay, and these are the ones that are important to Grace Darling's story. So the first one to point out to you, number 4, this is Brownsman. Now Brownsman was the first place that Grace lived from when she was a baby. There was a small lighthouse where she first lived. Her father was a lighthouse keeper there, but she wasn't very old when they were moved to Longstone Island here. Where you'll still see the distinctive red and white lighthouse, and this is where Grace Darling was able to see the wreckage from. Now you might be able to see why they decided to move the Darling family over to Longstone Island, because it's just further out to sea. So you're actually able, if you imagine a lighthouse being here, it's able to send a signal to many more boats around here than if you had a lighthouse here. Okay. Now, number 2 is important as well. This is called Big Harcar, and this island is actually where the Forfarshire ran aground. So this is where, from here, Grace Darling, out of her bedroom window, using the telescope, could see that there were people in the water around here. Okay. Now, as you can see, it's not a very big distance between these two places. This is about 400 metres away. Okay, 400 metres is about 2 lengths of our school field. So you could perhaps have some, see if you can find out how far 400 metres looks. Okay, but just to give you an idea of how stormy the sea was, when I went on a boat trip around here, which is where I took all of my photographs, went all around here, they said that the sea was so stormy that night that it took Grace and her father 4 hours to row from Longstone Island to Big Harcar, where they could see people who had run aground. So that just gives you, and that was in the dark as well. So it took 4 hours just to row 400 metres. So if you get an idea of where 400 metres is, it's hard to explain to you without actually showing you. And then you can imagine her having to row 4 hours in that stormy sea. That gives you a bit of an indication of how amazing her rescue was. Okay, so just zoom out a little bit further so you can see Farne Islands. Okay.